Hi, this is Ask Brock. I'm Brock Yorty. This question comes from the World Wide Web and it's anonymous this time. Brock, what is the minimum PSI that you need in a mud rotary hole to maintain borehole stability? Formation stability is definitely going to be dependent on its structure. And in fragile formations, we use, a 98% water bentonite fluid and mud rotary to coat the borehole wall with those bentonite platelets and our filtration control additives, our PAX, polyanionic cellulose, and that creates that. However, there is a PSI to that. And if I take a 8.45 mud and I times it by 0.052, I get a 0.44, I think it's 0.439, pounds per square inch that's holding that formation back, especially if we have water flowing, whatnot. There is some structure there. I think the more important question here is, what do I need to maintain borehole stability? And that is a low solids drilling fluid that is moving in the right direction, which is up, and is able to facilitate these cuttings to fall out at surface, or a solids control system to separate them out. And so if I step back even farther, and I understand that now I understand how to get to that PSI number, try it with a 10-pound mud weight or a 10.5. And now we get into where that outward exertion of those undesirable solids, as we've went from, 3% solids up into that 13, 14, 15% solids range. What is that forcing on that fragile formation, creating what we're going to break, that fracture gradient? Once we break it, we have loss of returns, we have whole destabilization, we have plenty of things going on. So that's the piece there. And how do I fix that? I maintain good drilling fluid properties with excellent uphold velocity. And in mud rotary, I want somewhere between 60 and 150 feet per minute uphold velocity. And why do I want that? Because that is the optimal range to be able to cut a cutting and maintain, if it's a clay or a shale or something that can stay in a reasonable size, somewhere between a half and a 1 inch. And if that's sands or gravels, something that can move away from the bit face up the hole at a reasonable speed without deteriorating the hole. So it's back to the drilling system. The drilling system is 100% for mud rotary, our drilling fluid properties. And we can see that from no filtration control at straight water or water and polymer up to an augmented system that has quite a bit of bentonite, 25, 30 pounds per 100 gallons, along with a pack in there. That's also going to increase our viscosity. When we get into that viscosity, we're hole stabilization, but we also have a resistance to flow, and depending on our mud pump. So again, mud rotary system starts with our fluid properties, our bit, our tooling, our capability for rotation, and how we move that fluid up the hole. But more importantly, right here, it's you. You are the most core component of the system, because you'll know the limitations of your rig, your bit, your tooling, and your fluid properties. Go out. Of course, I'm a classically trained mud guy by some of the greats in the industry that are out there talking about this every day. Yet get a slurry test kit so that you can look at funnel viscosity, sand content, and with the mud scale, you can look at fluid density in pounds per gallon, specific gravity, or pounds per square inch. So you can 100% know what exertion is happening on that borehole wall. It's a good question. We need to have more of these. Thanks.